Hello and welcome to Yoga for Your Body, Mind, and Spirit. I'm Kathy, and today we're going to do a quick all-body stretch. You may or may not need props, but if you do, these are ones that would fit with this practice. If you have a yoga strap or a belt, especially a belt on a robe, which is fairly long, that would be one prop. If you don't have yoga blocks, several stacks of books. And if you have sensitive knees, then a blanket or towel. So are you ready? Let's get started, and we'll begin sitting in a comfortable seated pose, whether that's cross-legged or as I'm in hero's pose. Lengthen your spine, draw your belly button in, maybe lift up your shoulders a little bit and draw them back. Your head would be parallel to the ceiling. So let's inhale and then drop your right ear toward the right shoulder. Now you can draw your left hand out for a little bit more stretch. And if you want even more stretch, you can place your right hand on top of your head. And we'll do this for several breaths. Your next exhale, just straighten your head and come back to neutral, and we're going to do this on the left side. So dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder, drawing your right hand out to the side, and maybe taking your left hand and gently laying it on your head. Several breath cycles here. And on your next exhale, just come to neutral. And we'll do some shoulder circles. So you're going to lift your shoulders up, shrug them up, draw them out down the back, and then roll them front. Let's do several in this direction, and we'll do an equal number going forward, just loosening up your shoulders a little bit. Now, let's drop our chin to our chest and roll our neck. Do some neck rolls just very slowly from one side to the other. If you want, go around to the back. And then come to neutral and switch directions and do about the same number of neck rolls on the other side. Coming to neutral. Okay, next we're going to do a twist. Okay, I'm going to change my position a little bit because hero's pose is a little hard to sit in for any length of time for me. So let's do a twist. Inhaling and drawing our arms up, engaging our abs, pressing your belly button towards your spine. Let's turn toward the left, bringing our right hand onto our left knee and our left hand behind our left hip. Now take an inhale and just twist halfway back between looking full and your full twist. Then exhale and twist again. Inhale and come halfway back. And then exhale and twist. Let's stay here for a few breath cycles. And on your next inhale, just come to neutral, and we'll do that on the right side. Inhaling to the right, inhaling uphill, and turn to the right side. Then inhale and just release your twist halfway between forward and your twist position. Exhale back to full twist. Inhale again halfway. Exhale to full twist, and we'll stay here for several breath cycles. And on your next inhale, just release and come to neutral. Okay, now we're going to work on wide-legged pose, forward fold. We draw your legs out as wide as you can get them. That would be comfortable. We're going to fold over. If you want to use a strap here, what you would do is loop the strap over the ball of your foot, and I would recommend just holding the strap in both hands, because we're going to be coming forward, leading with our chest. So if you want to use the strap, that's the way to do it. If you would want to use blocks when we go in the center, you might want to place your head on the center. With that aside, you pick your props. Let's inhale. Our arms up, drawing our belly button in toward our spine, lengthening our spine, and then exhale and twist over to the left side. And now leading with your hands, fold over the left leg. Just take some breath cycles here. Now, if you cannot keep your legs straight, it's perfectly fine to have a softer knee, and you might be able to trick yourself into pulling, straightening out that leg as once you lay on top of the thigh. Now let's just walk back, and we're going to go to the opposite side. Maybe it might be easier if you're using a strap here to just turn over toward the right side and draw yourself down. Notice that your shoulders are back, your elbows are back too, so you can have your hands down on the mat. If your leg is soft, like my knee is soft, you can also try to slide your heel out a little bit. Okay, now let's just walk back up, and we are going into the center. So if you want to, we're going to try to bring our head toward the block. Inhaling, lengthening your spine, pressing your belly button into the back and up, leading with your chest, and maybe have your hands sliding down your legs. Lead with your chest. You don't have to have your head on the floor. So this is just where you can stretch your lower back. We'll take several breath cycles here. Try just observing your body, and if there's any areas of tension, direct your breath into that area, and try to work through any discomfort that you have. But if you have real pain or numbing, you need to back out. So now just walk your hands back and come to standing or seated with your feet out in front of you, and let's just observe the sensations of your body. Is there any areas of tightness or soreness that you're feeling now? Are you feeling a little more calm? Maybe lighter in the body? Okay, so, well, why don't you join me in tabletop position? Knees are under your hips, wrists are underneath your shoulders, and when you look through, you will not be able to see your toes. So starting in for a cat-cow series, we're going to inhale, drop our belly, and raise our gaze. Then we're going to exhale, arch our spine, and move our gaze toward our belly button. So inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Do several cycles of cat and cow. And when your last set of cat comes, then just come into neutral. And we're going to do a shoulder opener, puppy pose. I'm going to move my blanket around. In puppy pose, your knees are under your hips, just like in tabletop. But we walk our hands out forward, shoulder width apart or slightly wider, and then slide your hands down until you bring your forearms down to the mat. press a little back as in downward facing dog, and then try to bring your chest and your head to the mat. Now this is kind of a intense stretch. Back off a little bit if it's too much on your shoulders. But here we are. Just breathing carefully, smoothly through your nose. Engaging your belly button, pressing it into your spine. You don't want your belly sticking down. And on your next exhale, just slowly move your arms back in, your hands underneath your shoulders. And let's go ahead and slide down on our bellies. So laying flat on our bellies with our arms out ahead of us and our legs in back, we're going to activate our glute muscles by gently lifting our left leg up off the mat slightly and then releasing it back down, lifting the right leg up, dropping it back down. Let's do that several times, just gently lifting. We're not trying to get height here, just a little bit. Now after your next set, release, and we'll try the same thing with our arms, lifting up our left arm and then our right arm. Just do that several times, just get the feel. Now, let's do contralateral move. We're going to lift our right hand and our left leg up at the same time. So inhale and lift, exhale, release. Let's go to the left hand and the right leg. Inhale, lift, exhale, release. Now, just do a couple of these contralateral moves at your own pace. And at the end of your next set, then let's practice lifting both our legs up, leaving our hands on the mat. So just gently, and you might find yourself pressing your pelvis into the mat a little bit to get your balance and to get a little traction. So just gently lift and release. Lift again. Notice how your glutes are feeling and how the front and back of your legs are feeling. One more time. Release, and let's do that just for the hands. So lifting your arms out and releasing back in, out, maybe drawing your shoulders toward the center of your spine in the back. Lift again, and down. And now we're going to lift both our arms and legs up at the same time. If this is not working for you, then return to your contralateral moves, which are the opposite hand and leg lift. So inhale and exhale. And now as we inhale again, lift, arms and legs, exhale down, lift again, exhale down. And this next time we're going to take several breath cycles. Lift. This is called Superman. So do you feel like Superman today? Now release. Rolling over on your back side. Bending your knees and having your feet flat on the mat. Let's take our right foot and cross our right ankle just below our left thigh. Now you can stay here, and you can even use your right hand to push your thigh away. This is a hip opener. Or if you want a little bit more, you can take your hands and interlace them behind your left thigh. You can stay here. It's just a little more stretch. And if you really want to have some more stretch, just pull in your left thigh. Remember to keep your feet flexed for this. And your shoulders can stay on the mat. So we're just going to take several breath cycles here. This is figure 4. It's a reclined pigeon pose. And on your next exhale, release your left foot to the mat. Bring your right foot down. Maybe you want to do a little bit of windshield wipering. And then bring your left foot across and just below your right knee. Again, you can stay here. You can lift up and interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. And for further stretch, you can draw your right thigh in towards your chest. Feet are flexed. You can observe the sensations in your body, especially on the outer hip. On the left side, you'll probably be feeling this. Might be feeling it other places as well. Now on your next exhale, release. And draw your legs straight down to the end of the mat. And bring your right leg in. Just give it a squeeze here. Couple breaths. Then release your right leg down and bring your left leg into your chest. Then bringing both feet flat on the mat, draw both knees in, and we're going to do some knee circles, just trying to do circles on the ceiling. Do several in one direction, and then several in the other direction, trying to keep about the same amount, and then come to stillness. Maybe give yourself a nice big hug, rocking side to side on the mat, giving a little back rub to your lower back. And now draw your arms out to the side in a T form and drop your knees to one side. Now you can have your gaze either up toward the ceiling or in the opposite direction that your knees are. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can you don't have to have your knees touching the earth, but if you need a little rest, you can put your block underneath your knees and rest it there. So now let's inhale and come to neutral in the center. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our knees to the opposite side. Just several breaths. And on your next inhale, bring your knees up. Maybe give yourself a hug with your knees, drop them down, and roll to one side and come up. And thank you for joining me with this little stretching practice. I hope you're observing a little bit less tension in your body, and maybe you feel like going out and taking a walk or just getting your day started. Namaste.